Okay, I'm back.
I was just like mid-word.
I'm glad you guys stayed on. Did anybody leave?
I left for a while because it randomly said, this meeting has ended. This free meeting has ended.
Yeah.
I then went back and tried to click the link and tried to find a way to get everyone back in.
Okay, I had a thing pop up because I'm just using this to try it. Dang, we lost John. Come on, John. Come on back.
It says
here.
Here.
Oh, John, you're here. Oh, we lost. Nobody? Oh, we lost Quinn. Maybe Quinn will be back. Okay, let me get back organized. So I forgot with the free program, I can only go for 40 minutes at a time.
Oh, wow. It's already been 40?
Well, since I got on, yeah. So it said your 40 minutes is up. And then it kicked me out. All right, let me get my screen shared again.
Loophole around that would just be to keep on going back in, I guess.
Yeah, if we like it, I'll just buy it and then we can go as long as we can. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, this one. All right, how far did you guys get? We were in the middle of doing our object, right?
Yeah. Variable bar.
I need to do it. So.
And you can use the hints and copy paste if you want.
All object properties.
Yeah, and I mean this is your file. Space it out however you'd like. If you like lots of spaces, do lots of spaces. I usually have a lot down here because you don't. I'll wait till you guys are.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so you have, does everyone have the object, their first object created?
Yeah.
Okay, so the important parts of the object are var is built in. You always have to type in var. Name it whatever you want. New sjs.image, and then this is the path to your image. So just so that you guys can understand what's going on, notice our file pong.html is saved right here. So this images is telling the computer, access this folder. So let's say your image was in, let's say I took an image out. I'll copy this golf ball. And then go back. So I have a golf ball that's in the same location as my pong.html. So if I wanted to reference my golf ball, I would just type in golfball.png because they're in the same location. But for organization, coders usually have a separate folder called images, and then they just reference that so that the computer knows start where pong.html is, then go into my images folder, and then find golfball.png. So you can, since it's in, anytime you see quotes like that, it means I need you to exactly match up the letters I'm typing in. So images has to be capitalized because it's capitalized here. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you understand that, then that you'll be able to fix a lot of your own issues if images aren't showing up. Okay, so once we have that in, let's save and then refresh. And you should have a ball on your page now.
Refresh.
Yeah, save it. Make sure you've saved your new code and refreshed.
Okay, wait 1 second.
Yep. I have it.
You got it? Okay. And then you can choose whatever ball you want, right?
Yeah.
Okay, John, we're almost caught up to you. Okay, Christian, you got the ball?
Yeah, I have images golf ball.
Okay, and it worked? You got a golf ball on your screen?
Wait 1 second. I just.
Save and refresh.
Okay, opening browser. Yeah, I have a golf ball.
Perfect. Okay. So here we go. Before we really start going, there's one last thing about objects we got to explain, and this is specific to more like game design. Because thinking ahead, if you were creating tons of enemies or if you had lots of different things going on, everything needs an ID so the computer knows which exact one you're talking about. If you have 10 enemies out in the world, each one of those needs a way to identify it individually rather than as a group. So that's what a type does. So we give every object a type. Now, it won't become as, it doesn't seem maybe as important when you're building Pong, but when we start doing the platform and other games, then it becomes real important. Okay, so everything needs a type. Now, since we've already created our object, what we can go ahead and do is use its name and then tag on other attributes to it. So the main one is we always give it a type first, and so that's why this one has its own lesson. So we go ball.type equals, and then you can name it, you can give it whatever type you want. I'm just going to give it a ball. And then we will use the type to detect what has collided with what when we start doing our on hits. That'll be later on. So for right now, just know below, anytime you give a var, ball, and create an object, you then need to give that a type. And that is the unique identifier. And I'm going to show you some stuff here about why it has to go in the order that it does. Okay, so does everyone have ball.type equals ball? Okay, so now we're going to do a little thing about finding errors. So if you save here and then refresh, what we have is every browser has a built-in way to kind of display what's going on. So has anyone ever done the inspect element before? If you right-click.
Uh-huh.
I have by accident many times.
By accident many times. And then if you click on this one, it's called the console. I'm going to move mine to the bottom. So it's called the console. This will report back if there's anything wrong. Okay. This one always shows up. It wants us to declare what type of HTML we're using. And I just never do that, so I don't care about that. Okay, so stay with me here. So if I grab this ball.type and I put it above where I declared the variable, and then I hit refresh, you'll notice my ball is gone, and I have this error, and it says on line 10, ball is undefined. So it went to line 10, and it saw, I have no idea what ball is. That's because code is always read top to bottom. And so we haven't defined ball as an object yet. And so when it got to line 10, it had no clue what I was talking about. So if I put that back below it, it reads the code and sees, okay, he's declared an object called ball, and then he gave it a type. Okay.
Wait a second. Now that I've done that, oh wait. Because the ball went away when I put it above the variable thing.
Correct. And then you probably would have had an error in your console. Okay, other errors that you're going to see. Remember, this body is loading all of the start function. The start function goes from here to there. If you delete this ending bracket, it will also get really mad. And it will say start is not defined. Missing closing bracket after function body. So it's trying to give you a couple hints to help you out. So line 11, it saw this thing and it said, I don't know where body ends. Okay, so if you put that back and refresh, then everything comes back. If you put ball, so tell me this, let's say we moved these below the start function. What do you think will happen?
It'll get angry in the console.
We won't have anything in the console. Oh, wait, yeah, we have a T is undefined. And then it thinks it's my library that's wrong. Because it doesn't know what this is. So remember, yeah, the console got angry and our ball disappeared. So remember, this onload only runs the start function. So if it's outside of the start function, then it never got loaded. It's just hanging out there, and it doesn't know it doesn't know what any of this stuff is. So it's actually showing up probably behind. So make sure when you're putting code in that it stays in between these two brackets, unless it specifically tells you do it below the start function, because we will create other functions besides start. Okay, so that if you're expecting one thing like, oh, I should have a ball here, but it's not, then do inspect element, look at the console, and see if you can start understanding those errors that it spits out. That will go a long way when you start making your own games. Okay, so we'll use the console more later. And this is just, hey, delete a couple things. Yeah, if you deleted these, yeah, the console yells at you. But, okay, so let's make sure everybody has their ball. We're going to go on to the next lesson, and we're going to start really building Pong now. Now you have a good idea of different things you can do. Okay, the last lesson we kind of talked to you about different properties you can add. And so here's a couple of them that you can do. So notice they all start with ball because that's the name of our object. If we named it tall, then they would all need to start with tall. But we named it ball, so everything will start with ball if we're referring to this object. And then we're going to have a set size, friction. So these are all just different attributes you can give it. You can also combine them. So notice there's just periods between them. It will always do whatever one comes first to start with. So ball.center.bottom, we'll put it in the center, then move it to the bottom. Okay. I think you guys are grasping it pretty well. So if we come down to the activity, do number 1, below your ball type, change the size of your ball. So that, do the size, ball.set, size, and then you're passing in an X and a Y, height and width, basically. The width comes first and then the height. So you can make it whatever you want. And then when you come here and refresh, see my ball's all squished. So I may want to figure out, nope. Looks like for the golf ball, you want them both to be the same. There we go. Okay, so now here's a question for you. Looking at all these properties, how would you get the ball for its starting location to be right in the center? What would you type in? Look at these options. Which one sends it to the center?
I think I did something.
Ball center.
Uh-huh. And then notice it has the parentheses, so it's a function call. So when I do ball.center and then refresh, yep, it starts in the center.
Quick question.
Please, yeah.
If like the line that shows where I am, like where the typing will be going, is now horizontal. How do I get it back to vertical?
Oh, are you in inspect element? Are you in this thing?
On the browser I am.
Okay.
But not in the Sublime text.
So you're wondering how to move the console around?
No, in Sublime text.
Okay.
I apparently did something when I was checking to see if the numpad or numlock was on.
Oh.
And now, instead of like putting it between something, if I click on somewhere, it goes underneath it and will replace whatever it's under.
Oh, hit insert.
Insert.
Insert on your keyboard. There should be a button called insert. Did that do it?
I'm trying to find the insert key.
It's usually over by backspace or the numlock.
Oh, I see it. There we go. Thank you.
Fix it? Okay.
Yeah, it was the numlock off with 0.
Gotcha. Okay, Kirsten, did you have a question?
I was just going to say, on my console, it says there's a bunch of errors.
How many?
There are 2 ones with X's, 2 ones with a triangle with a exclamation point in the middle, and 1 with an information in a circle.
Oh, is your game working though? Do you see your ball on the screen?
Yeah, I can see a ball on the screen and it's in the center.
Okay, so sometimes it'll just load like suggestions, or it will tell you that way might be depreciated. Here's a new way that our browser can handle it. Do any of them to the right, like see where mine says pong.html, do any of them say like a number next to pong.html?
Wait 1 second, I just have to restore this tab.
Okay.
There. Wait a second.
Okay, while you're looking at that, Christian, so this next one, if you want to just get more practice of moving the ball around, you could just try it in different locations. So just remember, center right means center it first and then push it to the right. And let me see if I can over, and then there's this property called move to, okay? So move to, rather than just giving it directional commands, you can go move to and then give it coordinates. And then it would go 45 over, 200 down. So the important thing is, remember, you only want one line that's telling the ball where to show up. You don't want to have ball.move to, ball.center, ball.left. Let's do bottom. So if I do all of those, then it gets confused. And it just looks like it went center and then bottom and just forgot the move to. So only have one.
Wait, but don't the two, like the center and bottom, they technically cancel out the...
They canceled out the move to.
Yeah, because it moved to that point first, and then it centered in bottom.
Correct. And so it will kind of just, yeah, it will run through all these, and then...
Exactly. Go center, bottom, right.
Yeah, center, bottom, right. So it did all of those. So it's just unneeded code. So then there's the center. Okay, has everyone got their ball in the center?
Wait 1 second. I just.
Okay. Oh, was that the lesson you were on, John? 1.8?
Yeah, I finished that one. I'm on 1.9.
Okay, and your code's working, your ball's showing up?
Yeah.
Okay, all this stuff makes sense. Good. Okay,
Oh, wait.
1.9.
I have to remove this.
So now, here's a couple of other properties you'll want to remember throughout. So does everyone understand what friction is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so friction is friction. I don't know how else to explain it. Your hand rubbing on the table. How much friction is there as you're trying to move it. So it's slowing the object down as it's moving. I should probably explain these first. So the way that you get your ball to move is you need to push it in a certain direction. And so you can push it up, left, right, and then this is the power that you're pushing it by. So if you don't put anything in the parentheses, it's assuming a power of 1, and then you can make it go faster by increasing the number. Now, people forget step 3 a lot. Nope, which step? Step 2 they forget a lot because I don't put it up here in the explanations, and that's the bounce property, which will make it when it hits something to bounce off. So very first, since this is Pong, you don't really want friction because you want the ball to be moving forever. But in other games, you are going to have friction because you'll be controlling the main character. So let's go ahead and give it a friction of 0. And then do step 2 and step 3. So step 2 is we want the ball to be able to bounce. We're going to do ball.bounce, and then we're going to do ball. We need to give it a direction to begin with. We can push it up, and then we could push it. If we just push it up, it'll just sit there in the center of the screen going up and down, up and down. So we need to give it another direction as well. So whatever you want to do. And this will become your starting angle. Okay, so when you save that and refresh, there goes the ball.
Yep, my ball's moving.
You got your ball flying all over the place?
Yeah. like here.
Nice.
Same.
John and Nick at work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm testing it right now. I just gotta refresh it
Okay.
as I boot up.
Okay.
On my Sublime, the text is coming up as yellow, starting at the ball push up and then going till the end.
Your ball dot bounce isn't yellow?
No.
You may
The-
have a quotation
wait,
mark.
I
not
fixed it.
Okay.
I had accidentally typed something else in there.
Yeah. So yeah, if you don't put a closing quotation mark, then
Oh, wait.
yeah. And they do that to kind of help you say, hey, you're missing something before you try and refresh it and notice that there's an error.
All right, yeah, it's working now.
Cool. Okay. So the first lesson is just kind of teaching all these principles. Lesson 2, now you're going to create 2 more objects, a paddle for the top, a paddle for the bottom. So you'll have to understand the directional commands where you're going to move paddle 2 to the bottom, but paddle 1 will stay up at the top. And then you'll learn about on hits. So when 2 things collide, you got to decide what happens. So this is as far as I was going to take you guys today. Glad everyone's working. I think if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. But you guys are ready for project 2. You'll finish the game. This game just kind of gets you the basics. The next games are a lot of fun, and then you'll start using like the keyboard, the up, down, left, right to control a main character on the screen and stuff like that. So.
Should we do that quiz?
Oh yeah, do the quiz. I forgot the quiz. Yeah, once you do the quiz, then it opens up lesson 2. That's right. So did you guys get the box from Amazon?
I think my mom did. She got JavaScript
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
for Christmas. I got it.
Oh, nice. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I got mine for Christmas as well, so I don't know if we got the
You
box.
probably got the box. Okay, good. All I was going to say is encourage your mom to leave a little review because that helps us out a lot.
I have no idea if. Wait, Amazon?
Just kind of showed up. Oh, we sell it on Amazon, this course.
Oh, okay.
So, but anyway.
Okay.
Cool. Hey, you guys, lesson 2 is a lot more fun. I mean, then now you'll start really seeing how things interact. It'll add a score. It'll add music. It will do game over. And then the next games just keep getting better and better. But if you have any questions, hit us up on chat. I'm going to do these pretty frequently, these little live stream things. So
Okay.
that you can get some live questioning if you need it. Okay, any other questions before I take off?
Is there an easy way to tell when the live streams are going to be?
I've just been doing it through email. How did you find out about today's?
Email?
Okay.
After my mother told me to check my email.
I'll email you guys. Once it gets organized and I kind of know what the schedule is going to be, I'll post them on our website.
Okay.
And then once I get more people involved, I can do like lesson 2 and someone else can do lesson 1 so that it's not always lesson 1 every time.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any questions? Did you guys see we're doing the game design competition too?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you got to turn in a game. There'll be some cool prizes for even if you just turn it in. But then, so once you finish this whole course, you'll have tons of code to use and help you out to start building your own game. Okay?
Sweet.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.